What do you need to see more of or less of on your power play?
More shots, more urgency to get it back, and then right back to the net again. Like, I think sometimes when power play's not going well, there's a tendency to look for something better all the time, when really it's just, let's simplify for a little while and get some shot volume on our power play and make sure we're hungry to get the loose pucks rebounds.
A few players have mentioned to us today that they should probably adopt that same mentality they have at 5-on-5 for the power play. Is that accurate? Is that something that they should be doing?
It should always be that way. I mean, sometimes there is a tendency to rest at times a little bit with your power play. The best ones never do. They make you pay a price all the time. But there can be a little mentality like we have one more guy than they do, so we have time to set things up and make plays. And that can go the other direction on you in a hurry. So yes, I would say making sure they have that 5-on-5 mentality is important, not just for getting the puck to the net, thinking about re-attacking, but it's also retrieving pucks where you have to have people around the puck to have that, to be able to win it, I guess, at the end of the day, to maintain possession.
You mentioned before that in order for them to play fast and play that mentality that works on a power play, you have to show them and you have to make sure that they get these concepts down. Do you feel your players have gotten those concepts down when it comes to the power play to this point?
No, I don't. I think our power play, it's not predictable enough to each other, and predictable is a dangerous word at times. You don't want your opponent to know what you're doing all the time, but you as a power play unit should have a real good understanding of what they're trying to accomplish when a puck's on one side of the ice or the other. So that predictability is important, and I think with that, the puck speed, your foot speed, whatever you want to call it, that all has to come into play.
It does seem like a lot of plays are getting killed in the neutral zone by opposing penalty killers. So in terms of, I don't know if it's drop passes or attacking more speed through the neutral zone, what maybe do you want to see differently out of your group in terms of entering the opponent's zone?
Yeah, a lot of it is the speed. You touched on it. That's something that's important, and then it's finishing routes. You know, at times like when it's not going well, you always want to look for the cute play. Just finish your routes. Make sure you come with speed and keep it simple. Yeah.
Are you happy with where the 5-on-5 game is at right now?
Yeah, it's getting there, Wilsey. I think it's getting much better. I mean, that's one part of our game where I think we've steadily over those first 21 games. We started the year where we were giving up a lot of chances against. A lot of them were based on our puck management, but every segment that we played now, we're seeing that trend go the right direction. So that's important for us, and we're starting to see a little bit more offensive creativity coming into that as well. So yes, the short answer would be yes.
Any challenges that the defending champs present tonight?
Well, they're the defending champs, so they know how to win. Number two is they're down the middle of the ice is a strength. They have really good centermen, so we have to make sure that our guys are ready to take that on tonight.
How much have you relied on Nazem for those tough matchups? And he's had a really good season. Like, what has his play shown you of late?
Naz?
Yeah.
Naz has been consistent, and it's not just the matchup. Like, he's played with some younger players too, and I think his work ethic rubs off on them a little bit. But all of our centers, I think I mentioned Vegas's guys down the middle. That's one of the strengths we feel of our team too. So it should be a good night for us to see how we shake up against their group of guys.
You do see like Zary learning from Kadri and those lessons rubbing off, maybe not just on the ice.
I would think so. I mean, Naz has spent a lot of time with those guys. You know, he's good with his communication with them for sure. Yeah.
You guys played the fewest home games in the NHL coming into tonight. Maybe just speak, if you could, to the opportunity in front of you with this 6-game homestand beginning tonight.
Yeah, well, we've talked a lot about, hey, the most important game for us is the one that's right in front of us. So that's what comes into play, is we have to be at our best tonight. We have had a tougher stretch, if you want to call it that, with the road games that we've had. But I would much rather start on the road like we did this year than how we started last year, for sure, where we had 9 of 10 at home. So now this is opportunity for us to come back after a 500 road trip and make sure this is our best game of the year.
Right, we saw stalls for Kevin Rooney and Jacob Helge in there. Do you have an update in terms of how they're coming along?
They're both progressing really well. I mean, they're going to be a while still, but today was the first time we've seen them on the ice, so they were going through some skill drills this morning. So they have a long way to go yet, but everything's been positive so far.